So hello guys, welcome back to another video. In this video we will see how to use Wayback machine in bug bounties, and we'll also see what we will start with what is Wayback, and you will see its practical usage. You will see some write-up breakdown and other things. So let's get into it. So here we are on our computer screen. Now first of all, what is Wayback machine? Okay, now we will start from what is Wayback machine. Here it is. The Wayback machine is a digital archive of the World Wide Web founded by the Internet Archive. It allows the user to go back in time and see what website looked like in the past. Now, using Wayback machine could be a greater advantage because you can go in the past and check for sensitive files that ever existed before. Simply, you can see the endpoint that ever existed and even existing, and this can be very useful in bug bounty hunting. Now, there are two interfaces, a web interface and the terminal one. We will definitely use terminal one for this, but first of all, let us expose with the web one. So here it is. In the web interface, you will see that you will get a lot of URLs. Here you can see that more than 10,000 URLs are captured, right? You can see a lot of endpoints, interesting endpoints you are getting here, like the /file system /css, and there is a css file you are getting. So you can use this for a lot of purposes, but first of all we have to see how to use this thing. Okay, so for this, let's assume that you are having a website. You can do two things basically. First thing, you just took all the Wayback of a particular website, and then you can use it for like a lot of things, like finding some sensitive information, finding some endpoints to find particular vulnerability using some tools like GF and other tools. So first of all, let's see how to install Wayback URLs. Let me copy this URL, open my browser, paste it here, close this one. Yeah, you can see that you can use Wayback. How to install it? You can simply install Go language, and then you have to install, you have to run this particular command, and boom, now you're ready to go and use Wayback URLs. Now this is how to basically install Wayback URLs. You can see that there are a lot of things, credits, and what is this? Accept line delimited domains and std, fetch known URL from Wayback machine for a domain, and output will be stored out. Simple thing, right? Now here it is. Let me zoom it a bit. Here I made a directory. Here I am having some files, sub.txt, way.txt. If I open sub.txt, these are the all total domains of a particular URL, tesla.com, right? These are all URLs of tesla.com. I don't know why my WSL is running that slow, but anyway, we will continue. So what we can particularly do is, if we can see that way.txt is the file of the Wayback URLs. Now how to use Wayback URL? Now look, you are having a httpx file. httpx file is the all the live domains. Okay, these are all the subdomains, and these are the all the live domains. So how I use this? I open the httpx file, giving a pipe Wayback URLs, and I want to save the output. Then I can save the output by t-a, and then give the file name. Let me name the file as way2.txt, and whenever I enter, I will get all the subdomains for this thing. You can see the permission denied because I am not root here, but yeah, you can use this thing to get a lot of subdomain, a lot of Wayback. So let me stop this. Okay, here it is stopped. Now how to use this thing? So first of all, type cat way.txt. Now what we have to do here, we are having two options. First is getting information. So how we can extract information out of this? So how to get information out of this? So for that we will use we can use all these things. Wait, it's opening. Yeah, you can grab these things. So first of all, let's take a look what grep is doing actually. By running grep command, you can just search a particular thing. So now let me try to grep zip. Now it will give me all the endpoints which are containing zip. You can see here like zip.gif, then you are getting some other things. So how can you use this thing? If you write a little bit of write-ups on internet, then you will see that you will get a lot of things like, yeah, how I found a P1 in 10 minutes, or how I found P1 in 2 minutes using Wayback URLs. So how they are actually finding is they are searching for zip, and they are searching for SQL, MySQL files. They are searching for, I will mention the whole list, right? So what you can do, grep, and if you find this type of things, you can do a lot of things here. If you can find this type of thing, then this can be a sensitive file. You can see this. You can just find MySQL. You can find tar.gz. You can try to find the username. Like, look, sometimes what happens, like all the information is sent via the URL. Like username equals to this and password equals to this, email equals to this. So if you find this type of things in URL, then this can be information disclosure. Try to do that thing particularly. Now you can do this type of grepping. After it, what you can do is you can try to run gf tool. Now what is gf tool? GF is also made by Tom Nom Nom, a wrapper around grep to avoid any common patterns. So it's a kind of like not a complex one, but it takes time to install. After installing, here are all the commands how to install it. Now by using GF, now look, let me go to the root here first of all. Now if I type gf-list, so these are the all vulnerability names or all the patterns available in gf tool. Now what this pattern will do is, if I type cataway.txt pipe in gf tool, if I just write here JSON-sec or JSVAR, right? Now it will give me all the related things to JSVAR. Now if I type idor, if I really type idor, now it will give me all the parameters which are vulnerable to or which can be vulnerable to idor. Now after idor we can try RC. So it will give me all the parameters which can be vulnerable to RC. Now let's switch to GF SSRF. Now this will give me all the parameters which can be vulnerable to SSRF. So you can use GF to find this thing. But now the best thing about it is you can find a lot of sensitive information by this. You can find vulnerabilities by this. You can find endpoints which can be vulnerable to this. Now you can add some sort of special things to grep according to your experiences. Like if you are in hunting for a long time, it doesn't matter particularly if you know some endpoints which can be vulnerable to a particular thing, right? So you can use that thing. Personally, me, I have found a lot of SSRF, blind SSRFs. I have found a lot of IDORs using this Wayback thing. So this can be very helpful when you are doing Wayback. I reported a lot of zip files and a lot of things which even gone like P1s. I reported a lot of information disclosure via this thing. So take your time, do Wayback. And you can also use param spider Go Buster, not actually Go Buster. You can use param spider ffuf w first for finding parameters, and after using that tools you can use a gf to run them, so you will find some another parameters, so that can be a very useful trick when you are actually doing things. So now let's see if you are getting some write-ups on it or not. Wayback URLs, bug bounty, write-ups. How I scored 1k using Wayback URL. Now this is a Wayback URL, another one. Wayback URL write-ups, URL information disclosures. Let's type information. This is how to read all the informations particularly get from Wayback URLs. So let's check the write-ups. So this is an infosec write-up by sec. How he scored 1k using Wayback URL. So it is loading. So there is a program available on hackerone. Now he used the Wayback URLs command like this thing, like Wayback URLs and the URL or the domain or subdomain. Now he was surprised for the URLs that belongs to the user and tokens. Now he got a lot of other things, right? So let's read what's actually happening here. He was surprised with the amount of URL that belong to the user with token, and I was like, no way, they are valid, right? So guess he was wrong. He went to API page and looked for a simple post request when the link leaked a simple data via curl, and he can do the proof of concept using something like this. Now he tested his own env and sent the report right away, and he got paid away in the few days and started the fix. You can see that the bounty is $1,000 simply by doing Wayback URLs. So that's the thing. Wayback URL can be a great thing. You can get a lot of things. This is a blog by Intigrity. This is really amazing. I read this blog a lot of times. Yeah, this is that one. This is one of the amazing blog. You can just see here. There is another good methodology how to use it. What you will get token and secret IDs, subdomain and like endpoints and other things. Now Wayback URLs. I think this is the same thing. Yeah, this is the same thing. Now this is a blog by bugbountyhunter.com. This is a short summary of how to find bugs using Wayback machine. So this is all for today's video. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe, and if you are having any queries then you can contact us on the given things below.